Hello everyone, my name is Rich Aguilera and welcome to Kids Sabbath School Review. This is it. I am so excited. It's the first thing I have to say right here at the top of our show today. This is the last week that we'll be doing the show on Facebook or YouTube, because starting next week we will be on our new website. Yeah, I'm so excited. I think you're gonna love it. So here's the plan. So this week, as normal, depends where you watch it. Most people watch it on YouTube or Facebook. We will have the video here just like you're watching now. But next week, the plan at the moment is about Wednesday, August 12th. We will be launching the new website. So please go to the website. It's not live yet, but you already know the website, kidssabbathschoolreview.com. And you will be able to go there and check out the new subscription page. That's where we will have the new videos. That's where we will have the online games. We'll still have the printable games. We have the What's It that you can review all week, and you'll actually be able to make an entry on a poll so you can guess what you think it is. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Hopefully you will see the value in doing this. A lot of people over the last 4 months that we've been kind of in this COVID situation have said, Rich, we'd love to have this year round. So our kids every single week, no matter what, no matter where they are, they will be able to dive deeper and learn in a fun, exciting way the lessons that our church are preparing. So that's what we are planning on doing every single week, just like I have already been doing for free since I think March. We will continue to do this year round, and we will be changing some things. I don't want to tell you yet what it is, but we have some super cool things planned for the subscription version. Some new interesting locations. All right, I don't want to say anything else. All right, but I really hope that starting next week, August 12th, or Wednesday or Thursday, whatever, you will join us on the new website. Subscribe. You can subscribe for a month. You can subscribe for a year. And again, the cost comparable to a bottle of Gatorade or some simple cost that you have every week, a couple of bucks. You can use that amount to invest in your kids' spiritual life. That is my goal, and that is what I'm trying to help. I quit my career in architecture so that I can do this, and I have been doing it now for 12 years. Can you believe it? 12 years. Trying to help kids and families draw closer to God by producing new books, new TV shows, new websites, whatever it is that we can do to help families. So one last time, I'd like to ask you guys to please share, hit that little button down there, and let as many people as possible know, especially this week, that this is going on. Of course, your lesson, that's never going to change. The church prepares this awesome lesson, and you can find it on gracelink.net/primary. Go there and check it out. Read it right on the screen, print it off, buy the book, whatever works for you. One last quick announcement that I'd like to tell you about, and this is also pretty exciting because I've been working on a book for the last several months for kids. It's pretty neat. It's called Ridiculously Amazing Nature, God's Greatest Creations. There's a picture of it right there. We are getting ready to print it, but we've launched this Kickstarter campaign to see if there are folks out there that would be interested in partnering with us to help us with this first print run. It's a full color, every single page, 96 pages of this book, a full explosive layouts, really cool stuff. Kids can get excited about nature, which is God's second book. Cool, bizarre facts. They'll learn about the Bible. They'll learn Bible stories. They'll learn about spiritual matters, all wrapped up into this fun, exciting book. So if you want to help us launch this book, please visit the website that's on the page there at our Kickstarter campaign. And if you are interested, make a pledge. And of course, there's different reward levels. You'll see it when you get to the website. All right, I know so many cool, different, exciting announcements and things going on this week, but that's it. We need to get started. And of course, every week we have a brain teaser. See if we can, do a little workouts for your brain. pumping iron and lifting weights. Of course, as we get ready for school to start, this all helps because we're getting our brains ready to do some heavy duty thinking. And our brain teaser this week goes as follows. What falls down but never gets hurt? What falls down but never gets hurt? All right, you think about that for a little while. I will reveal the answer as always at the end of the program, which is in about 15 minutes or so. But next, of course, we are going to check out this week's artifact. I love artifacts because they're all over my office, as you can tell. All these little things that I've collected from around the world that help me remember cool places and cool lessons about God. Let me show you this week's artifact. It's a little different. Check this out. Yeah, it's a helmet. It's a hard hat helmet. And of course, right up here, if you twist it a certain way, oh yeah, the light turns on. Whoa, what is that all about? I don't want to say too much because I will talk about it when we go for a ride in the Jeep a little bit later. Let's get right into the lesson. Of course, we always start off with our verse of the week. This week we have Sophia from Hagerstown, Maryland, that's going to recite the verse for us.
Hi, I'm Sophia, and this week's memory verse is, I have loved you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah 31, verse 3.
Wow, that's exciting. An everlasting love. That means it never runs out. Oh, this is going to be good. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Well, our story this week is very interesting. First of all, it's talking about a guy named Saul. Now, this is a little time after Jesus had ascended already. The disciples are working. The church is growing. More and more people are becoming Christians, followers of Christ. But this guy, Saul, for some reason, has it in for Christians. His whole job, his whole mission in life is to find Christians, to get rid of them, to put them in jail, even to kill them. I know this sounds like a pretty mean thing, and why exactly would he hate Christians so much? We don't fully understand, but Saul was this really bad dude. Now, Saul lived there in Jerusalem, and he had gotten permission and paperwork so that he could go up to Damascus to find the Christians there that were hiding out and persecute them. That means find them and kill them and put them in jail, whatever. So he plans his trip, gets his helpers together, and they start marching up towards Damascus. Not quite sure. I think it's about 150 miles north. So it was a good long journey. But just as they were arriving to Damascus, a little bit before, something happened. All of a sudden, this huge bright light comes down, and they fall to the ground. They're like, whatever. And Saul hears a voice, and he's blinded, and the voice says, Saul, why do you persecute me? And he's like, who's this? And the voice said, I'm Jesus, the one you're persecuting. Jesus was talking to Saul. And he was asking him, hey man, why are you doing this? Why are you chasing after my followers, after my people? At that moment, Saul understood what was going on. Jesus himself was real. And he was talking to Saul and asking him, hey man, why are you doing this? He understood that day, and he asked him in return, Jesus, what do you want me to do? And the voice of Jesus said, go on to Damascus. When you get there, just wait. I will tell you what I need you to do when you get there. And then the light was gone. And of course, everybody stood up and everybody said, whoa, what was that? They had seen the light, but they had not heard the voice. Only Saul had heard the voice. The problem is, Saul was now blind. He couldn't see nothing. And he's like, help, 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 guys, help. Remember, for a moment, Saul was like this just guy terrorizing the poor Christians, and now he was like a child because his helpers had to help him and lead him, this blind man, to Damascus. And they made it safely to Damascus. But the important thing to remember at this point is that Saul had now officially seen Jesus. He had met Jesus. He had made that connection with Jesus. Which leads me to our special phrase of the week. God's love is like a light in the darkness. Can you repeat that with me? God's love is like a light in the darkness. We are called to be a light in the darkness as well. As you know, it's a pretty sinful world, but we, believers and followers of Christ, have been called to be a light for this dark world. Will you accept, recognize that Jesus is calling you, and be a light? I want to be a light. I hope you want to be a light too. It's a beautiful day. Let's go for a ride. The Jeep is ready, all gassed up. Come on. Several years ago, I went on a special camping trip with 3 of my buddies. We went down to Kentucky, to Bowling Green in that area, to a national park, you may have heard of it, called Mammoth National Park. Now, Mammoth is a cave system. It's believed to be one of the largest, if not the largest, cave system in the world. Hundreds of miles of documented caves underground. Pretty cool. So we had found out that there's a tour that you can take, and they take you under there, but not one of these little touristy tours where you're like walking around and there's lights and a sidewalk. Now, this was a lot more intense. Basically, we got there in the morning because this tour lasted like 5-6 hours. We would be walking miles and crawling miles under there. They gave us a special jumpsuit. And they gave us knee pads and elbow pads. They gave us a helmet and a headlamp, just like the one you saw in my office. We tested everything, made sure the batteries were charged up, and we went on our way. There was about 10 of us, 10 or 12 of us, plus a guide and another guide at the back. And we went on our way. It was pretty cool. First of all, we just went down, down, down about 300 feet under the ground. Wow. Now, one of the first things that they did when we started, they measured us around the chest because they told us there was going to be some tight crawls. There's some pretty small spaces. So they took us on purpose to this first place where there would be a tight little crawl just to make sure that we can get through. Well, I was almost at the very back. And right at the front, there was this guy that was, a little bit, not overweight, but, built, a little fluffy. He went first. And it didn't go very well. He got stuck. And we're all behind him listening, and we can hear the guy trying to, come on, do this, try that, we'll put your arm here. And we can hear him like, and making all these sounds trying to get through this tiny little hole 300 feet under the ground. He finally made it through, but let me tell you, those group of people that were with us, there was these 2 girls, they freaked out. They panicked. They couldn't take it. They're like, we gotta get out of here. And the guide in the back had to take them out because they were so freaked out about the tiny spaces, the dark, because they tell us to turn our lights off to preserve the battery in between so that the battery doesn't wear out. So we're sitting there in the pitch dark listening to this guy, whatever. The girls freaked out. They had to be evacuated. Kind of made me think. I don't think a lot of people just love to be in the dark sometimes, right? We're even afraid of the dark. But how awesome is it, right? When somebody turns on the light. That's great. And that's what our lesson is about this week. About being the light. About turning on the light in the darkness of this world. And that light, of course, is Jesus. When we turn on Jesus, everything brightens up. And I would like to invite you to be a bright light for the darkness around you. Hey, how about we go check out and see what Dusty and Feather are up to?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, righties, lefties, and people that love lima beans and Brussels sprouts, welcome to the Dusty and Feather Show!
Everyone, welcome to the show. Oh yes, we're so glad that you're here with us today. Oh yes, and you know what, Feather? I look forward to this every single week. I love that all the kids are watching from all over the world. That's right, and each one of them is wonderful and special and loved by God. Oh yes, they are, which means it's time for this week's shout-outs. That is right. First of all, we would like to shout out a big giant hello to Daniel in Misiones, Argentina. Hello, Che Daniel. We're so glad that you're watching. Doesn't he have a little sister too? It's a big sister. Oh, right. Okay, the next awesome person we'd like to shout out hello to, a couple of my mates in Bridgewater, England. Esther and her little brother Isaac. We're so glad that you're watching. Oh, that's right. And our last shout out this week is to Lucas P. in Citrus Heights, California. Citrus Heights! Wow, I feel like eating an orange now. Let's focus, Dusty. You can eat an orange after. Nachos and oranges! Sounds good to me. Okay, well, good. Let's talk about our animal this week now, Dusty. Oh, yes. This week's animal is... What is this week's animal, Feather? I forgot. I think I was thinking about the orange and I lost focus. Yeah, right. Just as I feared. Well, this week we are going to be talking about God's love, being a light for the whole world. So we're going to talk about one of the animals with the best night vision in the world. Oh, wow. I wish I could see in the dark. That would come very handy. True. Especially when I have to visit the kitchen in the dark and I'm fumbling around trying to find the nachos. Well, why don't you just turn on the light? That is brilliant, Feather. I'll try that next time. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad I could help. Anyway, this week's animal is the owl. Who? The owl. No, I meant who. That's what the owl says. Oh, right. Thanks for the sound effects, Dusty. So, first of all, you've probably noticed that owls have very large eyes. Oh, yes, that's true, they do. And by the way, here is a picture of an owl. Look at those big old eyes. That's right. Big eyes, of course, help to get a lot of light in and allows them to see better. Oh, that's so pretty cool, man. So, what's the deal? Are they like just staying up late at night watching TV or something? And why do they have such great night vision? I bet they don't struggle to get nachos at night like I do. Yeah, Dusty. Well, they really don't like nachos. Or TV for that matter. And they really have great night vision because they are nocturnal. Nocturnal! I know what that means! That means they're up at night! Yep, and not just up, that's when they find food. Find food? Yeah, that's when they go hunting for something to eat. Oh, yeah, I do that at night sometimes. I go hunting for nachos. But you said that they don't like nachos because they like, what do they like? Well, depending on which kind of owl, they can hunt for insects, mice, snakes, frogs, fish, and even small animals. Wow, that sounds disgusting. Well, that's why you're not an owl. Well, I'm glad. I can't even look at a frog. Can you imagine having to eat one? No, thank you. You're just sticking to nachos? That's straight facts. Don't forget the fruits and veggies and all the other good stuff our bodies need. Oh, gladly. Pass me those lima beans and Brussels sprouts anytime. And by the way, owls are also great at flying without making any noise. It allows them to sneak up on their food in the dark when they swoop down. Where are you going, Dusty? Oh, I was just gonna quietly sneak off to go find that orange. Ah, quiet like the owl. I will join you. An orange sounds good. Bye, everyone.
Okay. Thank
Thank you very much, Dusty and Feather. We are now ready for game show. Oh, all right. I like this part. I like to see if you guys are paying attention. See if you guys know the answers to these 5 questions. If you think you know the answers, just shout it out and wake up every owl in the woods. Maybe there aren't any here now. All right. Are you ready? Here we go. Question number 1. In our Bible story today, what city was Saul on his way to? That's right, Damascus. Good job. All right. Very good, very good, very good. All right, let's check out question number 2. What happened to Saul right after the bright light went away? That's right, he was blind. He couldn't see. Oh, all right, good job. Let's check out question number 3. The voice of Jesus, what did it tell Saul to do? That's right, to go to Damascus and wait there. Haha, fortunately he obeyed and did exactly that. Good job, everyone. All right, you guys are doing great. Let's check out now question number 4. What was the name of that cave that I visited? That's right, Mammoth Cave. That's in Kentucky. All right, we're down to our last question already. Question number 5. Here we go. What are names of animals that stay up at night? That's right, nocturnal animals. Good job, you guys did great. Got all 5. Yeah, high fives all around. Nicely done. All right, it's time to find out about the brain teaser. Has it tickled your brain enough? Did you get it? Feeling pretty confident? Not quite sure? Anxious for me to tell you the answer? Stop talking and tell us the answer. Okay, I'm just messing around. Let me read it for you one last time. Last chance to get the brain teaser before I give you the answer. Here we go. What falls down but never gets hurt? What falls down but never gets hurt? The answer? Rain. Rain falls down. That one was kind of hard. That was very sneaky. Very, very sneaky. Okay, now it's time for What's It? What's it? That's what we're going to find out. Hopefully, maybe you figured it out already. I know, some of you guys are pretty smart. All right, first of all, let me show you a picture of the What's It that I showed you last week. What could that be? Interesting, interesting. All right, are you ready for the answer? That is a close-up, zoomed-in picture of an artichoke. Do you like artichoke? Well, that is an artichoke. Super zoomed in. How many of you guys got that? That was a tough one. All right, let's check out now next week's What's It? Here it is. That is interesting. What could that be? All right, check it out. You guys will have to think about it all week and see if you can figure it out. All right, guys, one last quick reminder, of course, the activity sheet, the printable PDF. As always, you can get it at the website, uniquechristiantoys.com/free stuff. Print it out, make as many as you like, share them, do them with your friends, whatever. I'd also like to remind you that next week, we will be on our new website. This is the last one of the YouTube, Facebook ones. So please go find us at KidsSabbathSchoolReview.com starting next week, hopefully right around Wednesday the 12th. That's going to be awesome. Of course, I'd like to remind you also about our Kickstarter campaign. You saw the picture here about the new book that I printed. If you want to get a copy and pledge and support it, you would be the first one to get a copy mailed to you, or multiple copies, depends on which pledge you pick, of that new book. Just really quick, I want to close, but first remind you about what our special phrase is this week, right? It's God's love is like a light in the darkness. That's so cool. I want to invite each one of you to be a light in the darkness this week. Are you guys ready to have a closing prayer? Let's bow our heads. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for being the example of what it's like to be a light in a dark world. We want to be that light too, Lord, so help us to shine everywhere we go. We love you.
In your name I pray. Amen. All right, guys, that is it for this week. I'm looking forward to seeing you on the new website next week. Take care, guys. God bless.